Welcome to the analysis, where we do not just report the news, but then we analyze the news. My name is Gideon Owusu Jr. According to City News, over 1 million Ghanaians have been exposed to the COVID-19, otherwise known as the coronavirus. Is it that the normal Ghanaian person is not adhering to the safety protocols, or is it that the government would have to tighten up its safety protocols? Let's go for a quick commercial break. Welcome back from the quick commercial break. Before I introduce our guest for today's show, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors: Peswa Homes, Dreamlands, B Brown Pixels, and Adam Fupa Pet Care. On today's show, our guest for today goes by the name Dr. Prince Abbey, who is the CEO of Peswa One. Dr. Prince, you're welcome to today's show.
Thank you very much, and I am happy to be on the analysis.
Today's topical issue we'll be discussing, according to City News, it stated that over 1 million Ghanaians have been exposed to the COVID-19 virus, which is just in Accra, okay? And then if it's just in Accra, we are thinking about the fact that what about the other regions? So in this scenario, what could you say? Has the government of Ghana gone wrong with its safety protocols, or did the government of Ghana do something wrong which has led to such rise or increase in the number?
Thank you very much, Gideon. I believe that there's an issue that has been difficult to talk about, whether you are a lay person or you are a scientist or you are a doctor. Almost everything has been experts to be able to speak their views on set issues that I think we need to bear this. This pandemic is across the world. So we are able to see what other countries do in relation to what we do here in Ghana. And because of that, it is instructive. It's very important that we do not just look at this from a very political angle, but look at it from a leadership point of view. And I want to focus on that because that is where my expertise comes in terms of what leadership have we shown? Just a minute. What leadership have we shown in this regard in leading a country in a pandemic era? And I think that's where we failed. We've grossly failed in terms of providing leadership. Let me start with communication. There was the view at the beginning that this was about stopping the virus without spreading fear. And the slogan that was employed was spread calm, not fear. And in messaging, in leadership, in messaging, you must be as precise as possible in order to enable those who are listening to you or working in conjunction with you to be able to fulfill the goals and plans that you determine for them. If our leaders tell us to be calm when there is a problem, it's like when there is an accident and you are walking with your child and your child is about to cross the road and you can see a car approaching your child, you are not likely to be calm. You are likely to want to shout out so that the child will be aware that this is a problem. It needs an immediate solution, or else the consequences will be catastrophic. And that's where we failed. We failed in the sense that we insisted on making the point that we should all be calm. So there was a problem, I think, with the messaging, and it is showing now where people are refusing to wear their masks, people are refusing to social distance. Our leadership has been poor with the messaging. And so going forward, if we are going to be able to overcome this, what I believe is not a second wave, but a continuation of the first wave, which we aren't out of, we will have to change the messaging. The messaging must be more critical. The messaging must focus on the fact that this is a deadly disease, a disease that can kill you, a disease that can cause health implications for you into the future. So it's not just about us saying that we have a low death rate, so a few people got it, a few people died out of it. If there are a lot of people getting it, we do not know the health consequences in the future. As it has been shown in research in other countries, this is causing mental health issues. It's causing problems for a lot of sufferers. So in order to just start the conversation, I am just saying that in the first place, I think leadership had a problem with messaging, and we are not solving that issue. We are still maintaining the point that probably we did well and it has now sort of changed. No, we didn't do well from the very start. And the messaging must be clear. This is a deadly disease.
Dr. Prince.
Yes, please.
Not to interrupt you, but then with regards to the education and educating the normal Ghanaian person, how would you put it in a way? How should it be done that even the layman person will be able to listen and adhere to what is being said about the coronavirus? Because it looks like now, as we look at now, most people are not in their masks.
People are working freely. It's like there's nothing like the coronavirus happening, and it's like there's been increase in the number of cases. So with regards to the education, what do you think, or what perfect way would you say that the government of Ghana should employ?
So yes, it's not going to be easy to change the attitude of the Ghanaian. The Ghanaian is very sociable, but one way we can do it, and I think the first thing we need to do is to be straightforward with the facts. If you insist that the only metric that matters is that you have 320 people dead, and you insist on just promoting that metric, people feel like if 320 people have died in Ghana, while 230,000 people have died in the US, then the disease is not here. It's not impactful. It's not doing much to us. So the first thing we are doing is we are sending out the wrong facts. The facts on the ground are that there are millions of Ghanaians who have probably contracted this virus. Yes, we haven't experienced the deaths that have been prevalent in the Western countries. We do not know the effects of this virus. We do not know what it will do to the health consequences for the nation in the future. We also do not know whether the virus itself can mutate, because the virus can change its form and become more deadly in Ghana and in Africa.
Okay, so Dr. Prince, still talking about the coronavirus issue, okay, there was news that popped up in City News and Daily Graphic talking about the fact that the security agents, which is the police and then the soldiers, would be sent out in the city or will be sent out in Ghana, whereby anyone who does not wear the mask, okay, will be shipped or be made to face the law. Do you think such initiative would enforce or would enable people wear these masks? Because it's really, annoying and hectic.
Thank you very much. I think the issue we have had with such measures is, frankly, it wasn't equitably done. So when we asked the police to enforce the rules during the lockdown period, and when we have insisted on wearing of the mask even when you are sitting in your car, we haven't equitably enforced it. So it lost this moral authority, because if you are doing it for the poor, if you're enforcing it for the poor, manhandling them, insisting on they following the rules, but giving a lot of opportunity for the rich to do whatever they want to do, you are not going to get to a point where there's uniformity and where you get people to actually comply. I think it all comes down to education. In enforcement, education should be key. I am not saying that there shouldn't be some form of enforcement. There should be. It should not be as lopsided and draconian as what was prescribed, but it can be done with good education. We spend a lot of money to do education on other issues. We put our posters, we do a lot of adverts.
Dr. Prince, can you wrap up, please?
Sorry.
Please, can you wrap up? Because of our time,
Okay, so we do a lot of adverts, put our posters for a lot of issues. Right now, the political noise is drumming out the coronavirus noise, and it will be difficult for any major education to drown out the politics. But I'm saying that start with the facts. Start with the facts. Mention the facts. Tell people the truth that this is a deadly disease. This is a disease that when you get, you may have to live with the effects of it for the rest of your life. So this is something that we need to tell, and I'm sure Ghanaians will be more responsive.
We would like to ask you, based on 1 to 10, on the average of 1 to 10, what number will you give to Ghana's health index? Looking at what's happening currently in Ghana, from the scale of 1 to 10, what number or what figure will you give?
Well, I'm actually very concerned for two reasons. Before I give you my number, I'm concerned for two reasons. I think that the fundamentals of the economy are seriously weakened because of the issues that have arisen with our debt and also managing the coronavirus pandemic. And therefore, after the elections, we are going to have a very difficult period in terms of our economic health. And also, I also think the political temperature has been raised, and therefore we are expecting we will have pockets of violence during the elections and after. So this will inform my decision that I think currently the health of the nation is about 3 out of 10. We are quite in a state of I would say we are quite sick in a way, and I hope that if we can improve our economic fundamentals and also improve our health, improve our the electoral violence, the issues that are coming up, make sure that we bring down the temperature. Then maybe I'll consider something higher. But for this week, I'll say our health is about 3 out of 10.
Thank you, Dr. Prince Abbey, for joining us on today's show.
Thank you very much, Gideon.
Catch us live same time next week on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Peswa TV. My name is Gideon Osu Jr.